everyone, and welcome to On the Hook Crochet, where we find out what's on the hook today and we talk about wearable crochet style. Today is no exception. I have completed the Merino wrap from Crochet Surprise last month, and this is a picture of the wrap, but I did not put the edging on. And what I want to do is take you down to my craft room and show you how I blocked it and explain a little bit about what it looks like on the blocks and how I pinned it and just some other information. So let's go down to the craft room. I'm down here in my craft room to show you the scarf that I made from the Crochet Surprise box in the Red Heart It's a Wrap yarn. And if you'll notice, and I'm just going to show you this, I'll also take it off later and put it on so you can see how it looks. I did not make it exactly by the pattern. I shortened it a little bit because I really just didn't want all that width. It was going to be about right out here, maybe even farther. And that's just too much scarf for me. This is going to be more of a summer scarf, so that's how I'm going to wear it. So it has been blocked. I soaked it very, very well with water, and I've pinned it. And now you can see all these pins I put in just about every point, not every single point, but I hope that doesn't affect how it looks. But there are pins all along here. You can see that all along here. And this measures out at, very quickly, this measures out at 55 inches wide. And I think the pattern said that it was going to be longer than that, or wider than that. I'm sorry, that's the length. This measures out the length of 55 inches, and the width is 14.5 inches. So I didn't go back and do the last 2 or 3 rows. I think I left all those off, the ones with the points on there. And I did see some scarves on my no, it wasn't the Facebook group, but somewhere they were showing that they had made both scarves, and they were gorgeous, and they were made exactly by the pattern, which I am famous for not doing. So I didn't finish the pattern because it was just going to be too big, but I do like this. I think it's beautifully done, the pattern I mean, and the 2 different kinds of stitches here, and then the bottom is a totally different story. So it's just really beautiful. One thing I regret is that the cake of yarn, I never got to the pink. The pink showed up right here at the very end. The rest of it is lavender and purple. So it's really a purple scarf. But if you look at the cake of yarn, there was quite a bit of pink and kind of a cranberry color, but I never got to that. I wish I had. I really do. But I have the other cake, and I'll probably make a scarf with it. Different pattern probably. I don't need one this intricate, but it is beautiful, I must say. Now I'm going to take it off and I'll model it for y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed that trip to the craft room so you could see what I do with my finished objects, and especially if they're made out of a natural fabric like wool, cotton, cashmere, silk, and how to block them on my knitting blocks. And in the description box, I'll put a link to the knitting blocks. So if you're interested in getting those, I will go out on Amazon and find those for you. The pins that I talk about in the craft room scene are in the actual knitting block box. So you don't have to buy pins separately from the knitting blocks. They come in there, and I'll be sure I get the link that's correct that includes the pins with the blocks. So you don't have to go out and buy anything. You can just block and pin, and you don't have to worry about, buying an accessory of some sort. So this is the scarf, and actually I made it large enough to be what I call a shawlette, and this is something that you might wear over a black dress or a white dress in the summer. It's very beautiful. I'm going to stand up and let you see how big this is. See the back? It doesn't go way down in the back like a shawl. But this is a shawlette. This is about the size of one. And if you'll notice, there's the pink that I was kind of whining about. It actually appears pretty well when you put it on a contrasting blouse. So this is how I would wear it, maybe out to dinner or to church or something like that. This is a beautiful shawlette. It's a shawlette. Now, the way I usually wear these is around my neck this way, and y'all probably know this. I like to wear the center of the shawl in the front, and for summer I would let it drop a little bit so it wouldn't be up here keeping me hot. And then I take the ends, and sometimes I'll put the ends underneath, and they usually stay pretty well. They usually just, you know, they stay under there pretty well. But if you feel like they're going to come out, or you're being very active and you need to attach them, you can actually just tie them underneath like this. You can just tie them under there. And then, you know, loosen it up just a little bit so that they're not, you know, up there above your shawl, above your scarf. So that's one way that you can wear it. But look at the detail on this beautiful shawlette. You don't have to use an extremely intricate pattern to get that look, because what it is if you wear this over a contrasting color, you can see it through the shawl, and I think that is a beautiful look. And it is plenty fancy enough. You don't have to do all these extremely doily type fancy stitches to get a nice looking shawl. And it is absolutely gorgeous on black. I love these colors on black, and I had this left over. I don't think this is enough for a shawlette, but it might be enough for a small scarf. So I might do that and make just a narrow scarf that I can go around once and wear it with maybe a white knit shirt or a white t-shirt, and that would be a really nice look. So I might do that with this. And I also have an entire ball of the Red Heart It's a Wrap from Crochet Surprise. And I did find out, I think it was on Crystal's Bag O' Day site. Oh, I'm so sorry about that light. It's just so bright. She said that they mislabeled this as a 1. It's really a 2. You know, it probably is a 2 actually. But I have this, and then I also bought a skein very similar to it from the yarn shop in Dev, the way the colors blend into each other. And I do have a little bit of pink on here, so I'm good to go. I didn't really notice that when I was making it. I was down there whining in my craft room about not seeing any pink on there, but there is quite a bit. It's actually shows up very well at the end of this. Now, if I had added on the last few rows that are described in the pattern, it would obviously be a lot more pink at the edge. But I do like the purple scarf. I think it's quite gorgeous. And it's just another summer scarf. And I can actually wear this in the fall if I wanted to, but on black it looks really, really nice. So I just wanted to show you that. And if you want to try it, you can find a similar pattern. If you're not in the Crochet Surprise community, you can only get this pattern if you are a subscriber to their monthly yarn program or the monthly subscription. And it might be fun to do that for 6 months or a year, just to kind of get a flavor of what it's like to receive a monthly subscription in the mail. I have several coming right now, and I might delete one, and I know which one it's going to be, but I'll talk about that in another video. So join me next time to find out what's on the hook.